Big old W is over. Just out of arm's reach. They're going to have to try it here on Inferno. We saw some shaky stuff from North before, but we know that this roster as well of the Danes is so packed full of talent. Valda, Gade, Kierby. These guys hit shots, and they don't look back at all. Not at all. Fast pistol round, Poison instantly down middle. He's got Victor by his side, and Ships as well, excuse me. So they're looking to rock some socks off the North players the moment they emerge from their spawn, but unfortunately for Windigo, prior to Ships hitting that one, they had lost the man advantage. It's very swiftly followed up upon with North giving their backs to Victor. He comes out of Boiler just like Blocker, pops them on the arch side, staying true to his name and rejecting entry to the spawn.
I gotta, you gotta say they never gave up the entire time down mid, losing trades. North are like, all right, these guys are gonna back off at this point where we've got a kill running up mid. They're probably going to fall back to their positions, right? Get ready for another attack or whatever. No, Windigo just kept peeking, finding their kills, being sneaky. Rotates were in, and that was the strat that absolutely, like, that got North their pistol round in the last best of 3 so easily. They made that strat look flawless.
Well, keeping up the tempo, but not necessarily the success. Blocker was Molotov'd off from Ships. First casualty of this round.
2 more MP9s. Oh, that could be good.
Yep, easy. Almost dead.
Oh my god, okay.
My god, indeed.
5v2. But you know what? It's not over.
Because Poison's here. Throws himself into position right away. And I mean, Kierby, Cadian, and AZ, they could all just be toppled by a stiff breeze.
Oh, that could be a nade.
Oh! 2 kills.
My god.
Follows up. Bubbles had enough.
Oh my god. I'm so tilted for them. That was such a sick nade.
Just dunked on.
What on earth?
Valda could still clamber back into the round, but nope, he gives it up. That is Bubble with a fantastic 4K.
Crazy. They're pissed. Oh my goodness, they're so pissed.
You know they're mad because I heard chat going on right after the grenade killed them.
Yeah.
You know, I heard an all chat.
Yeah.
Lucky grenade, dude.
Yeah. Oh man. What do you even say? Like your own land? Like
yeah. Nothing at all. You just take it. Keep your chin up. Buy a few pistols. The curb purchase. And look forward to your first gun round. North about to go down 3-0, so it seems. More MP9s all across the board for Windigo. Bubbles growling.
4 MP9s. I love it. This is, pound for pound, one of the best guns in the game in terms of price to performance. Oh, he does not see Gade. Just let go of the nade. Yep, but it's a little bit too late.
It's like martyrdom. More frags packing up for Poison. Comes charging inwards, caught off by AZ. Still, oh! Just flicks into Gade's head. It's not even fair at this point. Like, every time North get their hopes up in these sorts of rounds, you know, like, they get 1 foot in the door just to have it slam closed in their face.
They gotta nerf this kid. He's gotta play on a different sensitivity every round.
4 kills for Poison. Really saving the day with this one, but, I mean, this is not a good look for Windigo, considering they did win pistol and then barely converted each of the follow-up rounds.
No, they did that, but they didn't lose M4s in the process.
That's fair.
Yeah, they 4 MP9s they've rebought. They just rebought MP9s. They like planned to lose them almost because they couldn't have kept 4 MP9s here. They would have had to upgrade like 1 or 2.
I mean, Poison just spent $9.1 thousand in this round alone.
He's got it like that. Yeah, 2 ops. Oh, that's one way to kick it off. I like that. That'll be surprising. There it is, the device pick. Do they walk right into this one? Oof. Nearly do. They walk into the other one. And that's the best benefit of a double op. And the first thing is that everybody else on the map feels comfortable. Once they hear that first op, they're like, all right, I can clear this angle, I can go to the other side of the map, I can clear apartments. Then they hear the double op, and someone has to pay pay the price of their life for that information. Smokes everywhere at the top of mid. 2 players back in B. Ultra passive setup. Not my favorite thing to see, but they've got a boost going on and they have the man advantage. Rotates will be a little bit labored. It'll come down to them getting at least 1 or 2 kills. But they could be in a pretty good spot to do it. And they have an off.
Down his own Molotov.
Oh boy, don't repeat that.
No, he's going to need Blocker to bail him out.
Oh, that's a weird smoke.
Throws it over for him. Ship's going to eject into
it.
No scope. AZ just gets gutted. And then he follows up with an additional kill. Valdez down.
Dude.
What a saving grace in that smoke grenade.
That wasn't like a style, a style points. It just wasn't an imperative. No, it was imperative. There was no other way you get that kill unless he no-scoped.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And he did it.
He did it. Like, he didn't even have time to scope. He would have died, probably. So, it was just a nasty flick, basically. That was cool. Gate didn't see anything, so he doesn't know how he died.
Oh, and then a grenade.
Oh boy, yeah.
They're just getting bullied at this point.
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, there you have fight in them. Victor gets blasted back off smoke, and Chips tries to follow suit, wants to pick up the pieces, and instead dies in the process. There's the flash over. Doesn't quite blind much, but Poison's now here.
Yeah, bomb gets planted in a less spammable position. And the retake could be on. 2 smokes. There is a banana player, so he can be neutralized. You'll always clear pool, and then you have to decide. Is it emo? Is it quad? I'll probably throw this smoke out. Now?
Yep.
There it is.
Now that the T's are beginning to fade, he's going to have to run through the molly.
Oh.
Caught by Cadian. That banana player not falling back into the cover, but rather playing active. Poison has the kit, but there's just no time. So, North are going to keep this one rolling. 2 players up. And yes, sir, Op moves forward.
They were good for a second. They just needed to not
lose banana control.
Like, both of them died at the same time. Even if only one died, it would have been a much harder round.
Yeah, slow it down. Poison rotates over, but
yeah,
it was just way too quick, and North take a pause off of it.
Yeah, so, you know, that's a good round won by North, where they had a very slim chance of being able to pull out that second kill and, like, seal that up, and they made it happen. Sweaty, though. Sweaty, for sure.
I mean, nobody doubted that that's what this best of 3 was going to be.
Sweat Central. Sounds like a legit rainforest on this map.
Yeah, that water's kind of gross looking, though.
I wouldn't drink that.
Looks like the Ganges River.
The Ganga River?
No, I said Ganga. I think what's the main river in India?
I don't know. What main river?
It's the Ganga.
I gotta ask Bleh.
I could be wrong. Bleh, let us know. I just know it's not the Genghis Khan. That's something else.
Murder River. Banana control again. This top, this half wall smoke comes out. Oh, Blocker gets killed. They both get killed again on B. Okay, Victor's here at least for the trade. In the back, they had less to work with, so maybe makes sense that they go for the aggressive play. It just seemed weird that they would go risk getting smoke blind to go through for the aggressive play when, you know, a good team is probably going to play anti-flash on at least somebody. Oh, and they didn't kill Victor, so they know that he's still here. So I guess they wait, and then Victor just peeks, and then he dies, and then they take B again.
Oh. Yep. There it is. Just a little patience from Valdez. What works out.
They just patience four people. They never crossed that half wall until 4 people died. So I guess that's where the aggression starts to work against you. The important round for Windigo. I mean, they could have reset North in this situation. Only 2 players lived last round. Did you find out?
Yeah, I mean, I know how to spell it now, but I still don't know how to pronounce it. But it's Ganges. Ganges. It comes from the Himalayas, damn it. I was close enough.
I didn't doubt you.
I should just steer clear of the geography. Bubble's going to be good in the back of construction. Maybe even takes Valde with him? No, sir. It's going to fall to the AK in the final
you lied.
moments.
You lied. That was a big time lie. He wasn't. He was dead. Valde lived. You lied.
Then we move forward into this one where we find Windigo without money. So solid start.
But they really blew it on that last round. And again, it's weird because they ran through their own half-wall smoke. It wasn't like they like flashed through another smoke. It wasn't much of a set play. The ex-Space Soldiers, when they reclaimed Banana, had super cool Molotovs. I didn't see any super cool Molotovs from Windigo. Those would have worked probably really well versus North.
What's going to work for Windigo this round, Mohan?
Nothing. They're going to lose.
That's pretty pessimistic.
They don't have anything to work with. They didn't upgrade any of their guns. Well, they have 2 PT-50s, 1 PT-50. There's no chance, man. Don't be crazy.
North are still kind of scared. The amount of gunfights that have unfolded on Banana, I don't blame them for taking their time.
I bet if they wait here long enough, 4 people from Windigo will just die.
One after another in the same position. I mean, that's one of the downfalls of what, you know, when
aggressive teams.
Right, when you ask me what I like about Windigo, and I mentioned that they don't give that space to breathe and that they do these sorts of ballsy plays that can come back to cost them. Well, that's a prime example of when it goes wrong.
Listen, we stand supportive. We stand aggressive teams. Okay. We should support them. They're fun. There it is. Just a late execute after some patience. Solid anti-eco. Held on the map control they needed to. Made sure they can't get flanked. And here it is. Windigo taking a field trip through the apartments.
Did you ever go on any good school field trips?
I went to the Shoe Museum in Toronto.
I said fun.
It was lame.
Actually, I've been there.
The Bata Shoe Museum.
Yep. Saw Elvis Presley's shoes.
I lied. I think I skipped it.
Oh my God.
But I was supposed to go.
You say I'm the liar.
My teacher actually got so mad at me for skipping that trip.
I'm shocked because I know you like feet. He laughs nervously.
I didn't laugh.
Here comes North, not nervously at all, moving one step closer to a tied score.
I'm back. Did anyone say anything?
4-0 from Windigo. And 3 straight from North. This is a real throwback to the way that Overpass begun, when it was 5 rounds in a row for each of the 2 teams until North did take control. But now we're back into the action with a big old bye. Op included for Cadian, none on Poison.
Okay, so let's just hope Windigo, for the sake of the integrity of the match, they don't barrel down Banana without like a thorough game plan. I like this. I like this. This is a huge boost. It's all the way back. It's very safe. This is such a different Windigo that we're seeing right here.
Ooh, and the 2-man.
Oh my God!
Keep your gun out. Ooh, Grenade's gonna tag up blockers ever so slightly. Blinded Poison, Spates Gate right in.
Yeah, pretty solid setup.
Valde wants to catch Victor, but Victor puts the damage the other way.
They give themselves 2 passive options to get kills. Not ultra passive, but just 2 options. Bait setups to get kills that rely on like a minimal amount of map control. And once they get their openings, we can see they like to go into passive setups, which looks good to me. Have they noticed that somebody has snuck into construction, however?
Yeah.
Oh! Oh yeah,
timing.
Ship's nose.
Yep. Not a problem.
Holy smokes. He killed him so hard he saw the Windows 95 background.
Yeah. Sent him off to greener pastures. I mean, the damage here versus Windigo, I think, tells the tale of this round, and that it could have very easily gone the other way. Had North maybe won a duel or two, but they lose them all. Every single one. And Cadian just wants to save his gun. That's all. It's not too much of an ask.
No, it's a very humble request.
But with that smile on Victor's face, you know he's going to chase him down.
He's a debt collector. That's what he looks like. He's going to get his money.
But he doesn't. He lets him go. A little mercy has been shown.
New bubble.
You know, you're already a map up. I guess you let one slide. And then North decide to buy entirely around it. And don't blame them. It's not even going to flush out all their funds either. So they'll be fine. A little bit of extra cash for a rainy day. Same can be said for Windigo's side, who, just because of the fact they hold 4 AKs, goes to show you why they have the extra money, right? Mm-hmm. Freebies. Big push up mid. Look at North go. Really changing the pace. Valda just deletes poison, but Victor sends the damage back. The Molotov prevents the run out. And now that they try to clean out his position, he's already moved. Ship strikes from behind, but jumps amidst it. Could have cost him his life. It's a frantic fight back and forth here, with Kierby trying to wrap into the bomb site, easily able to join Gade out from apartments if they want to pinch perfectly, because Gade comes in off the distraction, but Bubble puts one in the back of his brain and leaves Kierby 1v3. He lost that mid control. He doesn't possess bomb, but at least he has a minute to work his magic.
Damn. First of all, I respect the initial repeak after jumping and shooting on the fast flank down banana. That's crazy. They didn't have all the information, but once they saw that there was so many players coming up mid, they just took it upon themselves, take the initiative, go for the flank, take a risk, and Ships was there so quickly. North were probably kicking themselves for even canceling the rush. But the initial entry from Valda looked so fierce, it seemed like they were just going to dominate. They were just going to take brackets, they were going to kill 3 players, get the bomb down, A-site was done with. And Windigo just held their ground. They just like stayed calm, which was cool. And Victor did a great job with the double spray down, counter grenade from his teammate in the back so he could keep his hands on his gun. And Ships is here. They're seeking out some info. Doesn't know how many players are going through halls. Thinks he's trailing, but there's only one that he hears, so I wonder what his thought process is here, because it is kind of weird to see one player here after you've cleared out all of banana, bottom, mid, and then walk through alt.
Ooh, commits to the duel, gives up his life, and only loses the MP9. The single SMG there. No surprise to him committing to the duel, you know, looking to make an extra bit of cash. Sanity restored over on the A stream at the moment as Mouse Sports leads 6-2.
Oh, on the second map, but they lost the first map, right?
Correct. And then Windigo here 6-3. So 2 potential upsets, knocking out big Counter-Strike organizations. Kierby's got the trigger discipline. Does he go for the knife, or does he go clear A-site? Stabby McStabberson upgrades into the op. The slasher from the back of the A-site. Bubble, not quite sure where to keep his AK trained. Does see way too many targets to try and deal with.
They did a great job of swarming him there.
And they plant at the last possible moment.
Yeah, 2v3. And Kierby is, I mean, he's technically on for the ace. He's still got a little bit of work to do to get those kills, but he's in a powerful position to do it. Small pit here.
Just waiting for his chance. Here's the utility being fumbled with, and the flashbang doesn't connect, but he needs the duel. Kierby's popped him from the pit. Cadian does drop. Victor low HP is cleared. Great job there by Kierby, working out from library. I apologize for saying Stabby McStabberson, but knife rounds and kills don't happen often, so yeah. I never know what to say.
I don't see a problem with that.
I do.
Okay. It's good that you recognize that, come to terms with it.
You got to be self-aware.
5 kills, man.
That was killer.
That was very killer. He aced that round. That was nice. Very well done. Kirby comes alive on Inferno.
And a timeout immediately called. I mean, that's a good time for a timeout. You need to take a breath after you get shivved in the spine.
I would take like a 4-year timeout.
Just retire for a couple years.
Ah, okay. Enough to force. Name of the game, Bubble. Ooh, late buy, but he's got it. North are going to probably anticipate something like this, if not just a force buy. And that was the eco against. That's a pretty tough round to lose. That should have been a free one for Windigo. There probably would have been another one to follow up and a lot of money in the bank, and instead they're in Compromise City. Spam down the halls. Gade works as he always does, clearing out these angles. Spam through the window to the top of porch. Initial Molotov goes over, but Gade isn't here to catch the cross. I want to say a little bit of an off timing on that. Still 5 up from Windigo. North are starting to expel their utility, but they've still got a huge amount of flashes and smokes.
Ooh, Ships wants a piece of this. It's not going to fall off right away. Actually softens up Kierby, then hits Valda over the shoulder. Oh. Another no-scope from him. Good multi-frags to soften up the B-site hit, and then the smoke spam's good for a little bit more. Cadian trying to catch the tail end of the rotation. That's an Opper on the flank, which means Gade and AZ left alone to the B-site for now.
He's got the op, but it's kind of awkward for him. It depends how fast Windigo go in this situation.
AZ was ready for that boost. They're going to go ahead and try again. Second time, not the charm. Here comes the flank from Cadian. Poison all that remains, and he too executed. Windigo kind of smashing their face against the wall there. Really, really keen on boosting players over.
Yeah, boosting is really strange. I don't understand how players get killed so fast sometimes.
Yeah.
It's kind of awkward to have to pick an angle coming up like that, but more so your model bobs up, you know, before you're comfortable and before you can shoot. And so if anybody has their eyes in that general direction, it's going to be like a relatively easy shot for them. And especially if your teammate just died. I mean, maybe if there's a distraction, then no one's gonna notice, but otherwise, I'm not sure. Oh, seems a bit risky.
This is like Windigo fast. North just charging and tearing straight through Windigo. They know they have a massive gun advantage, so they're not gonna waste any time. You know, time effective. It's a little efficiency here in round 12.
Yeah, this started with that one eco round loss. It all started with a knife. The North story. Write that down if someone's doing a documentary on the North major run.
This was it?
It all started with a knife.
With Stabby McStabbers. Woo! Keep it together.
Windigo. Poison's ogging. Has he ogged?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I don't know. I know he can op. I know he can rifle.
Oh, we know he can B-hop. Okay.
What can't this kid do? Rent a car.
Boil water.
Katie encountered, and this consistent pressure on Banana from Windigo. Even though they've been losing rounds, they're still not shying away. They go deep, they fall back. That's going to enable Blocker to come join his teammate today, where there is a massive group up from north and bound. Most of which moving through the apartments. Cadian is still towards mid. Bubble just hides inside of the smoke, gets out of pick because he feels as though the numbers are strong. Look at that wall of smokes. Never sees Valda climbing the walls, mantling the cover in order to get the job done. Blocker looks uncomfortable here, just kind of trying to position around the box. He's got teammates to help him, but Kierby catches the angle. And Victor, just tucked away behind the wagon, finally able to respond. The first kill here for Windigo, the seconds from Ship's flank. And that could be an op upgraded. Poison watches the cross, bomb thrown out into the open, but he too toppled, had nowhere to go. So what do you know? Ships left alone to clutch.
Ooh, they get the op. Ships, does he know that the other player was Pitts? This should be communicated that they were both there and one crossed, and he might have made noise on that last jump. Oh, there it is. A lot of angles cleared. He can go up and like no-scope this basically.
Oh, he does. Third no-scope frag of the map, and then Kierby trades instantly. So.
Yeah.
Not easy doing all that without making any noise while scoped in. Like, you're completely accepting the fact that you could be blindsided at any given moment.
Yeah, yeah. It's tough. I mean, that's the crossfire that makes the site so difficult to take, and also retake. So, North pull ahead once again. Could have got tricky there, but they held it together. And on the previous round, they did an A1 job of clearing out bracket control and then banana as well. That's kind of like one of the more consistent ways that you can play around out without thinking about what the other team is doing, and have a good strategy to like win, where it's all off the back of fundamentals. They've got a lot of good Molotovs, flashes, and smokes to take bracket control, and they also have a very kind of not too complex or overly complicated, but meticulous way of reclaiming banana control as well. I want to know if North will try that again. But it is the anti-eco. Half armor purchases for Windigo. 3 smokes on the board. They're going to use them all for mid. That's always scary. That's always scary.
Would be a good chance to just try to slow down the push.
Yeah.
Immediately throwing one out is Poison, the only player without armor. Still wants that op. Ships' smoke now gone. He's over towards this B site. So unfortunately, these smokes would be great at blocking off one side of the map for the rest of the round. Or you're going to get to this occasion where eventually North will hit something unsmoked. Bubble, Deagle on the porch alone. The rest of his team towards B. They have fallen for the ruse. And here comes Gade. Deletes him. No chance in hell. That's North with an 8th. Unfortunately for Windigo, they moved all their pieces to the wrong side of the map, just in the nick of time. Speaking about just in time, that bomb plant coming in pretty late. Good on North to just bleed it out to the last few waning seconds. Look how clean this round ends up being.
Yeah, super nice. Yeah, and they were very careful about everything. And there was half armor bought for Windigo. They upgraded pistols and all that, so calculating the buy to make sure that they have enough for this round, and also can just invest a little just in case they come close to winning, because they could still pull it back with pistols. So here it is, round 15 on map 2. Windigo wins this, North is eliminated. North win this, we go on to a third map to find out who moves on to the playoffs and who goes home. Last match of the day. Flash into ult. Victor goes for the peak. Nice spray. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Falls back right away as well. Falda's going to try to give chase, but there's nothing to be found except for what was an open apps. He's going to get there just as Bubble jumps over, and then he catches the head of Victor. Just shaves off his face and exchanges smokes as Bubble walks into it. It's Poison to miss a shot towards mid. Now he gives up his position. That opens up lane for the walk-up, and Bubble gets spammed through it. Poison's within the bomb site, sure, but he's completely blind. Hell of a shot. Later, AZ. Bomb down. Blocker already over. Obscured by smoke and softened by the frag, Molotov burns him to a crisp. And that right there, folks, is looking like a 9th round for North. Again, they will finish the first half of the map with a 3-point advantage, mirrored spitting image of our first on overpass. But the problem here for Windigo is they're switching over to that CT side. And remember, this is North's pick. Or excuse me, T side, folks. We'll see you after the break at the halftime. Catch your breath and be back soon.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel, HyperX, Bedway, and Pay Safeguard.
The winds of change may blow strong if North falls here in the second map. Windigo Gaming may have a 3-round deficit to work with on this T side, but a pistol could make the difference, Launders. I am ready. Oh, I am ready.
Let us have at it.
I'm so excited, I'm standing up.
We're standing right now.
What a change of pace. Considering what we've seen from Windigo in pistol rounds where they just barrel towards bomb sites, they're going to take this one a little more calculated because you don't want to throw these opportunities away. This pistol round and the consequent conversions could be the difference between tying this up straight out the gate.
Life and death. They're holding. They expect North to push. But North don't push.
North holds strong. Ice-cold Danish blood in their veins. Content with their 3-2 stack at the moment. Holding off on the B site. The decoys fall down, teasing the B players as the real utility gets chucked up and over at A. Gonna block off Arch. That creates the possibility of a CT wraparound. Or you run through your own smoke, pinching this bomb site in unison, as all 5 players will.
Yeah, no rotate's going to come out. They're clearing out the archway to try to isolate maybe somebody here. But since they don't see anybody, they might anticipate that this is going to be a 3-man setup at B. Cadian tries to even it up and shoots low after getting the dink off just to finish that kill off, but it isn't enough. Gade here, however, from the back of the site has an opportunity.
Yep, bomb still not planted. It's here on bubble. 5 seconds, plant. He's got it. Right down to the wire. I don't know what Poison's doing. He had his Glock in hand, and he's just dancing, prancing all around the A site. Now Windigo, they're pinned in. No time to assume different positions because AZ and Valda are already up from lane. They have huge health advantages, and they've just popped Blocker's noggin. AZ taps right back. Bubble's in the corner, and Bubble goes down. AZ jumps on bomb, and North will take double digits straight out the CT side.
Double bubble. Chewed him up and spit him out.
Stuck him underneath the desk.
That was money. Nice
Damn.
Patience from AZ. Looking
Those
like
guys,
a Greek statue in his photo.
To not rotate for that long, Launders, I gotta say I was a critic. But Gade almost wins the round just by keeping Bubble from going on that plant. You know, all the while you have that pit player in position waiting for his chance to lock down the round.
Yeah.
But you gotta plant before you assume the after plant.
Yeah. I mean, he was the guy. He couldn't even have his teammates there. He was just had to fight.
You know, you can't do step 2 first.
That's right. That wouldn't make sense. That wouldn't be that.
Logical.
Yes, logical. Thank you.
Don't do it.
What? Don't kill the chicken?
Gonna.
Who cares? It's just pixels.
I'm sensitive.
I can tell.
Pause comes to an end. Right out of the gate, we take a break.
Oh my God! Pause comes to an end. They've actually bought off of this bomb plant. They're trying to stop the bleeding. This is 4 SMGs going up against 3 rifles. Place your bets.
Little part of me just wants to see Windigo shake this up for the sake of it.
It's a lot of utility too. I wonder what they're going to do here. If they're going to go fast banana, is it going to be a full-on banana setup? Yeah, it is. North shut this down early. They haven't used all of their utility though. They're actually going to do a 2-tier banana setup.
Flashbang pops, blinds 2 of them. Galil's fire off through smoke, and there you have it. AZ just pummels him back with the M4. So the 1 rifle of North ends up knocking down 3 of the players for Windigo.
Yeah.
They still have some utility and 2 Galils. With the CT split like this, I mean, there's a world where Windigo get a smooth entry to the B site. If they can topple both Cadian and AZ immediately, then it's a 2 versus 2 retake. And they're going to be just even-keeled for guns.
You think they clear this?
They should. They Molotov it instead.
Holy smokes.
Meta.
Yeah, they saw that. They saw them fall back to that setup. Immediately called it out. Almost get the spam through the smoke, get the bomb plant down. There's a player low here. There's a lot of utility for the retake, so the frags have to come out. It's going to come down to ships. Economic damage is actually huge at this moment.
Right, and physical damage as well here versus Cadian and AZ already. He knows there's one behind because of the bank off the Molotov, and that's not going to prevent him from peeking. The smoke, however, does obscure his vision. If he lines up the spray, that would be so godly. Ships has two, goes for another, but he needs to reload. The player's still not on the bomb. He's going to kill the one up close, and Gade's going to stick this. The defuse halfway, Ships comes in, he's got him off it, and no way he pulls this out of nowhere. A 1 versus 4 from the top of Banana. Ships is an animal.
That was sick. That was so sick. The way he lined up the spray again.
Just creating panic. Pandemonium.
What a monster. Poison, you know, he stole the show with the first map, but that was an amazing play, dude. I mean, Ships was at risk of dying from all kinds of things. Could have got spammed. Luckily, I mean, he could have got unluckily spammed. He could have got naded. They had so much utility. He was getting flanked. There were 4 people. He handled it like a boss.
One after another.
That was really cool. You know, when he lined up the sprays, he didn't get lucky every time.
Nope.
But he just timed it well. You know, he spaced him out, came back into the angle, looked for a new fight.
And did enough to scare Gade off of the defuse. You know, there's a world where Gade just continues to try and stick it.
And you know what? If he didn't have any other option, Gade messed that up.
Yep.
Because he was, like, he's going to die with the bomb anyway. So, I don't know. Maybe he did. There was no chance he even had it at that point. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was such a chaotic situation. I mean, he didn't have a kit. It did seem like it was coming down to the wire.
But the kid ships.
There was layers of smokes to that as well. One in his face and another one before the bomb on the steps of the bomb site. So
no, I mean, he could close his eyes the way he lined it up. It was basically just off of muscle memory.
Yep.
We saw where he knew where the default plant was. Tons of players have to go through that where you're on Banana. You've got to figure out the spam, the default. He lined it up, generally speaking. Tons of good damage. And they even Molotov'd the boost. They Molotov'd the flower boost.
That to me is the most impressive piece of the 2v4.
You can't actually freehand that. You have to line it up.
100%. It's such a smidgen of a ledge.
It just pops. It'll just pop in the air if you don't line it up properly. So that was fully intended.
We are right back into the action. Gade keeps up that single AK. It's now surrounded by CZs and a whole collection of grenades for North.
They're so pissed. But Windigo still have to do this on T side.
Right.
North CT side has been fantastic. On that round, they had 4 players alive. Huge individual play. Total anomaly of a round.
Exactly. It's an opening, but one of those openings that doesn't scream consistency. And Windigo will need to consistently move this lead back into their favor.
But if there's one thing North are at this point, they have to be tilted. There's been so many rounds now where I'm just like tilted for them. We'll see. You've got to be mentally strong. But a round like that hurts. And pain creates the strongest memories.
It's true. That's science. And this right here is an execute. Full-fledged, lined up, and calculated. With a minute left on the clock, they throw a lot of utility into this B site. If they were to charge through this, I would kind of call them stupid. You don't know what exactly you're up against. You haven't felt out the A site entirely. So why even give the chance to North to create those frantic moments where pistols can prevail? Just wait. You have the time. Let the smokes fade and take these duels at a further distance.
The last 2 nade sets are at A, so they probably can get in here.
Yep, they should be able to. Bubble finds AZ, and then Volda falls. So sure enough, they recompose themselves, take a breath, fixate on the final goal, which is a nice, clean conversion.
Just as you said, there was absolutely no reason for them to continue off of that. They baited out all of the utility, and they had 25 seconds left by the time they got on the site. More than enough. So they weren't rushing it at all. If there was another smoke that came in their face, they might have had to go through it to plant the bomb. That was, you know, worst case Ontario. But I think they played it smartly. They have 5 alive right now. They've got 1 person holding for exit, but there's no reason that Windigo need to cross this line. Solid stuff.
They put it all on the line when they force bought in the second.
Yep.
Barely making it work.
Barely making it work. And they technically have their own bonus round here. Like, it's a round where they're not going to want to upgrade. And they actually don't want to spend too much because they might lose considering the weaponry. But that being said, North don't have money, so never mind. This is just going to be treated more of as more of an anti-eco than anything else. They could probably pull off a similar strategy, though, all things considered. Even less weaponry to go out of. Nate said almost got taken out of the round.
That's the scary part. You know, you buy up into a full belt of utility and then you go for an aggressive play like that. Sure, Gate will now be able to sit back and support with that nade, but what if he did die there? You lose your AK and a full investment on that utility belt.
Definitely.
So dangerous straight out the gates. Lucky to be alive. A little bit of a head boost here. Ships trying to bait AZ into the wide peak, and sure enough, he takes it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Kirby spalts and falls back. And they just don't want to get baited into a trap where there's actually 4 people in the site, and that's why they're moving so slowly. But they also have enough smokes to keep refreshing CT if it is just rotators that they have to deal with. Also, they know a pretty good Molotov if a boost comes out, but it doesn't look like they want to try that. And there it is. They've got their own patience. They're actually a lot more surprisingly aggressive on CT side.
Yeah, true. Well, once again, right, all about making your opponents uncomfortable, and, well, they seem very comfortable to just sit back and relax because they know they're dictating the pace of rounds when North have buys like this.
Spy Leader's team, like their old roster, was always really bad on CT side and really good on T side.
Okay.
So this could be a very formidable opponent for North, who have a fantastic CT side on Inferno. The patience is really huge. One of the main reasons T side is so difficult is when you are patient, it's hard to know as an IGL sometimes, like, when you need to go and when you need to stop. You know, when you need to just hold for an extra 20 seconds, or when it's like, all right, we got to make a decision now. And if you have the confidence, clarity of mind to do that, and the composure to be able to make that call, then you can probably call pretty well on T side.
Yeah, and we've seen them do it at least twice already in this T side.
Yeah. We've definitely seen teams that would have run headfirst through a smoke because they got nervous, or because they felt like if we don't go with this utility now, we'll never have another chance. But they seem to be aware of like their limits and what's safe and what isn't.
Well, this round's not going to be nearly as safe in comparison to the others because we've got North back in with a buy. All the grenades saved by Gade still apply to this round. There's a few more to support him too. I'm always afraid of setups like this. So it's really strong on the mid brackets, but this porch push, sure, Victor falls. However, players just trickle down into the pit. Luckily, AZ and Kierby, they're able to lock down brackets, and it all does go to a T. But always risky when you run something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if players fall down into the pit as opposed to the lane, they get over towards the broken wall.
Oh yeah, pit control is so much more valuable,
of course,
than lane control. No doubt about it.
So that's a scary situation for North. However, I'm happy to see their setup work out because it still fires off to a T. The mid play gets completely shut down. The initial jump out from apartments does sometimes come down into the lane, you know, expecting maybe a player in pit.
Yeah, and although the setup worked, if North were anticipating a Halls pop, they probably wouldn't have set up like that.
Exactly.
You know, they would have just played pit.
Kirby off the pop flash. Doesn't get anything but, oh, Cadian puts that op on cycle, repeats directly into blocker. Smoke grenades down at the cross. AZ comes wide and drops to the op Poison, who finds himself in a 1 versus 4 clutch.
Your turn.
Or 3, or rather, excuse me. Valda. Shadow should have given away, but props to him for, again, not letting Poison get comfortable. Not giving him a chance to make the clutch happen on his own regard.
Definitely would have been a huge ask. It seems like North have found some calm. tactical timeout called from Windigo Gaming. They've got one more timeout after this. We are nearing the end of the game. For Windigo, they have an awkward amount of money. It's only Poison who doesn't have much. They could be talking about somebody going on a pistol so that he can pick up an op if he thinks that he has maybe a good spawn or an opportunity to use it, or he just feels very good right now, like he should have an op.
Oh my God.
What's that?
Valiance has just eliminated Mouse Sports.
No.
16-8 win on map 2 of Cash.
No, dude.
Mouse Sports.
They were up 6-2.
Going.
You told me.
Home.
You said. It's time to be positive. They're up 6-2. That's what you said.
16-8 final score.
Dude.
Valiance, top 4 EU minor.
Oh my God.
Mouse Sports, ranked 5 in the world.
Eliminated from the minor. How many tactical pauses do we get?
I need one now, yeah. Can we just, I need time to digest that. You can't just drop that on us.
And then we have to cast.
Focus on this. Maybe we get the double upset, but I'm starting to feel like ours won't come in 2 maps, Launders, because, you know, don't forget for a moment that Windigo had a 4-0 start, and then in the rest of those 11 rounds, only won 2. You know, North have been in full control of the situation. Sure, the force buy in the second half worked out for Windigo, but that too is coming to a grinding halt. Frag after frag, North stacking up rounds, pushing this into the clutches over and over, and they just seem so competent on Inferno. I can understand why this is their map pick.
Yeah, the CT side is sick. Super sick. Their T side is pretty good. It's just maybe a bit too rigid or something. But they even have like a lot of options on their T side, and they're probably a good fit to go up against certain teams. But yeah, their CT side is a rock for them for sure. They're probably feeling great at this moment, coming into the critical rounds. Damn, Mouse got eliminated.
Yep.
Holy. Wow.
You gonna be all right?
Yeah.
Time heals all, Launders.
Easy for Ents, I guess.
Possibly. Kierby gonna tear through 2. No surprise over here at the top of Banana. Unarmored Deagle players rounding corners one after another makes this all too easy for North. So it'll be 14-9.
14-9.
And a solid buy to come in the next one for Windigo. They're gonna have to turn this on its head.
Yeah, it's time to pull out the big boy pants. There is a lot of ground to make up for. What are the rounds in a row? Like how... Connor, can you press tab?
No, but I have Scorebot open here.
Oh, cool.
Here.
Perfect. 4 rounds in a row. Okay. 4 rounds in a row, but more importantly, a lot of the meaty rounds, a lot of the important ones, the rifle rounds and the latest rounds have all been North. And they've looked extremely convincing.
Yep.
It's they've created a wall at a certain point on A site. The Halls pops have failed. The B site's cleaned up its act. Some early damage here dealt to ships. And again, one of the rounds that they got, or one of the last rounds that Windigo got, was a 1v4 as well. Which I would like to characterize that as a round that North almost won with 4 alive as well.
If that hadn't occurred, then we could have very well seen Windigo come up short-handed.
Yeah, this game could be over.
Entire T side. But they are still working their way closer to the A site. Cadian locking down Arch at the bottom of the scoreboard for North, but that's fine. When push comes to shove and the important kills are needed, he finds 3. Bomb never even gets past the boiler door. 6 map points to the favor of North, and a very likely 3rd map inbound. We would be moving over to good old Dust 2.
I'm down.
Me as well.
It's Scrap City.
Yep.
It's the map of the minor. Dust 2 is the map of the minor.
Last timeout called. No more chances for Windigo. Not only in timeouts, but also expendable rounds.
Apparently, Gade's not pronounced Gade; it's pronounced Gad.
God? Yeah, it's like how Kierby is technically a Kierb, but you know, you're English. You're allowed some leeway, Londers.
I can be an idiot.
Yeah.
That's why we're English. That's why we're proud.
I mean, we already slaughter English with our North American accents. Why not just slaughter all the other accents?
I don't mind God. It's
God?
like God.
Yeah. Gods? But you have to sound Danish when you say it.
Oh, that's going to be tough.
You know, it's
Voor our toilette.
it scares me, but a lot of Danes have even better English than some native English speakers I know.
Everybody in Daneland can speak English really well.
Yeah. They're all bilingual.
They can speak weller than me.
All right, folks, let's see if North put this one to bed real quick. Waldo's going to charge down middle off the back of a Molotov. He's trying to bite them in the back of Banana, and sure enough, he'll do it. Throwing the bomb down into the dirt, following up with a frag grenade deep to soften them. It's a warning call as to what's to come. AZ with 2 more, and Cadian seals the deal. It is a 16-9 scoreline on Inferno, a complete and utter shutdown on this CT side from North. Hot damn, that's convincing. Let's move over to Dust 2.
I almost forgot that Windigo were doing well in this match with the way that these last few rounds have gone for North. They look sick. And it makes me excited for Dust 2. Because for a bit there, thought Windigo were just going to win the map. But, you know, especially pulling it back. And, again, so many tilt-inducing rounds. Huge individual plays. Poison on map 1. Ships on map 2. But now we see who's really the better team.
Ships has been pretty consistent over both Overpass and Inferno. That's something that, you know, I needed to kind of give praise to. Like, Poison's definitely in that Starlight type role. The spotlight is on him.
Yeah.
But Ships has been pretty consistent as well. Can they transition this success, the glow of hope, into the third map? It is Dust 2, and you know North are going to be feeling confidence at an all-time high. That was a complete shutdown when it came to Inferno, and that means we've got 1 map left here for the EU Minor. 1 team left to be crowned in the top 4 and move on to the playoffs. Is it Windigo? Is it North? Stay tuned to find out.